In the top stories, police officer and soldier charged with rape. Federation one step closer to establishing CCTV system. And police need your help to find a wanted man. The details on these stories and more after the break.
VAT reduction is on at courts now. But that's not all. You can also enjoy BOGO. Buy one, get one 50% off. Yes, you heard right. For one day only. Friday, December 16th. Buy one item and get the second one 50% off. Plus a VAT reduction. Second item must be of equal or lesser value, whether you buy on cash or credit. Plus, pay absolutely nothing down until March 2017. So hurry on down to courts. Remember, offer valid for one day only. Friday, December 16th. Don't miss out. Terms and conditions apply. Quartz, bringing value home.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Carla Berridge. A police constable and an active duty soldier in the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force have been charged for rape stemming from an incident that occurred on November 3rd in Nevis. The Special Victims Unit investigated the incident after it was reported, and the officers were charged on Tuesday. According to a police statement, both were offered bail of $30,000, each with two sureties. They must also report to the police station every Friday between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., surrender all travel documents, have no contact with the victim in person or through anyone else, and did not come within 100 feet of the victim. Commenting on the incident, Commissioner Ian Creeley said no one is above the law, and I have previously stated we will not condone wrongdoing. Everyone is responsible for their actions and will be held accountable, he said. St. Kitts and Nevis is one step closer to establishing its own closed-circuit television system as the signing of sales agreement for supply of CCTV equipment with Vivotech took place on Wednesday at government headquarters. The project is one entered into by the government of St. Kitts and Nevis and the Republic of China Taiwan to help curb the crime situation in the Federation. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris hailed the signing as one step closer to the realization of the CCTV program here.
We are happy that the resources have passed, the necessary legalities have been complied with to ensure that we have a framework in which the actions that are to follow would take place. We look forward to this being implemented speedily without delay, because the country really, in a real sense, cannot wait to experience the benefits from this, both its deterrent impact and the investigative impact. And to remind everyone that the critical word moving forward is that we must make haste, that the urgency of this project and this intervention cannot be denied.
Dr. Harris thanked the government and people of Taiwan, noting that the Federation is indeed grateful.
We would want to encourage the highest level of cooperation, the best use of the resources which are available to us, so that we can achieve results on behalf of the people of this country. We are happy that your government has been and continues to be interested in being a strategic partner in the ambit of public safety and security. We have not taken their support for granted, and I am sure they would want the reward for their support to be a significant reduction in the level of crimes, and particularly those of a violent nature.
Resident Taiwanese Ambassador, His Excellency George Gowe-Shu, said he was happy to witness the signing and noted that his government remains committed to seeing this project through, as crime fighting is critically important.
This is very important to the St. Kitts and Nevis, and my government and commit to continue to support Prime Minister and the Team Unity government for its national security policies. And the Vivotech is actually one of the top 5 leading manufacturer company of the security equipment in the world, and the number 1, the biggest manufacturer of the security equipment in Taiwan.
Ambassador Xu said that the implementation of the CCTV system is just one part of his government's support. He added that another part of the project is for Vivotech to assist the government of St. Kitts and Nevis to build up its ability to maintain and operate the system. In February 2017, 6 persons from the Federation will travel to Taiwan to be trained. Upon return, they are expected to impart their knowledge and expertise to others who would be integral in ensuring that the CCTV system is properly managed. The police need your help to find a wanted man. Emil Juni Hunkins, also known as Marcus Hunkins from Hermitage, Cayon, is currently wanted by the police for housebreaking and theft. He is 37 years old, 5 feet 11 inches tall, and 185 pounds. The police are asking anyone who knows the whereabouts of Emil Juni Hunkins to call the nearest police station or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477. 28 recruits of the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force have advanced in their military career on Thursday after graduating the Basic Military Course number 18. A passing out parade and ceremony was held at the SKNDF headquarters and was attended by numerous dignitaries, including the Governor General, His Excellency Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton, GCMG, CVO QCJP, and Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris. The program included a course outline and overview, a feature address by Prime Minister Harris, the presentation of awards and certificates by Honorable Wendy Phipps, and the charge to recruits by Lieutenant Colonel Patrick Wallace. Thursday's ceremony capped off a 15-week training course for active and reserve recruits, 20 males and 8 females. After the break, reception held for Carnival Queen pageant contestants, and Cuban Alumni Association marks passing of Castro. We'll tell you more when we come back. On Wednesday evening, the St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Committee hosted a reception at the Royal St. Kitts Hotel for the contestants in the first ever Caribbean Carnival Queen pageant. Here's more.
The opening ceremony saw members of the public, officials from the Carnival Committee, and sponsors socializing and taking advantage of photo opportunities. Chairperson of the Miss Caribbean Carnival Queen pageant, Rahonda Devant, explained the aim of the pageant.
Our ultimate goal is to help these ladies promote and celebrate their own cultures and all the cultural diversity of the Caribbean.
With a hint of humor, another member of the Miss Caribbean Carnival Queen Pageant Committee, Derek V. Freites, welcomed the Caribbean Queens to St. Kitts.
On behalf of the committee I'm working with, which is Rahonda and the other hard-working members, I would like to say welcome to all you young ladies to St. Kitts. We are warm people, we're friendly people, we're loving people. Men go crazy for beautiful women. And don't be surprised if when you walk the streets of Boston, some lucky gentleman proposes.
The contestants were then prompted to select their order of appearance. Contestant number 1 is the representative for St. Kitts, Carla Brown. Contestant number 2 is Jeanne Padmore of Barbados. Contestant number 3, Sasha Wintz of BVI. Contestant number 4, Zaria Brown representing Nevis. Contestant number 5, Janicia Francis of Trinidad and Tobago. Miss Jamaica, Brandy Hope, will appear as contestant number 6. Kishana Hammer of St. Martin is number 7. And Odessa Grogan of Guyana will appear as number 8. The contestants will compete in 5 judge segments: ambassadorial costume, performing talent, swimwear, evening wear, and interview. Internet sensation and comedian Rohan Perry, or Quite Perry, will be hosting the pageant. 8 contestants are expected to compete in the pageant, and although only 6 were at the reception, many of the other competitors trickled early in on Thursday. The contestants are expected to visit various locations in downtown Bastille there for meet and greet opportunities and take an island tour on Friday. The first ever Miss Caribbean Carnival Queen pageant is slated for Saturday, December 17th at 8 p.m. in Carnival Village. Reporting for ZIZ News, I am Shaira Flanders.
In the wake of the passing of former leader of Cuba, Fidel Castro, the Cuban Alumni Association has paid their respects to the people of Cuba by presenting a dedication plaque to the Ambassador of Cuba, His Excellency Hugo Ruiz Cabrera. Public Relations Officer of the Cuban Alumni Association, Dr. Dwayne Archibald, explained why the association decided to make the presentation.
The Cuban Alumni Association would like to give a presentation of a plaque. 2 weeks ago, we recognized the passing of El Comandante Fidel Castro, and we want the Cubans, the Cuban society, the Cuban embassy to recognize that we do acknowledge this and to know that we suffer as much as they do.
President of the association, Hollis Prentice, said the opportunities gained from studying in Cuba made it necessary for the association to pay their respects to the late leader.
The Cuban Alumni Association is very grateful of the opportunity to study in Cuba for 6-7 years, and some went on to specialize. This token of appreciation of show our sympathy and regard of the Cuban people. It's a symbolic reason for the Cuban alumni for doing it, because we studied in Cuba and we learned a great deal of Cuba, the culture of Cuba, the politics of Cuba, the economic of Cuba, and the economics of Cuba. And therefore, our heart and our conscience did not allow us not to give back something on the passing of Fidel Castro.
Secretary-Treasurer Nadine Natter, in making the presentation, read the inscription on the plaque.
The plaque reads, "To the people of Cuba, the Cuban Alumni Association, St. Kitts and Nevis, expresses its profound condolences on the passing of the great leader Fidel Castro Ruz in recognition for his contribution in education. May his memories live on. Viva Cuba."
The ceremony was attended by several members of the Cuban Alumni Association. A poem dedicated to the life and work of Fidel Castro was also presented by one of the members. Fidel Castro Ruz ruled Cuba for almost 50 years. He died on November 25th at 90 years old. Digicel is partnering with the Salvation Army this season to enhance its Red Kettle Drive. The telecommunications company has set up a donation area at its stores in the Federation, where persons are encouraged to give generously to those in need. Marketing manager Masha Chatterjee said Digicel is pleased to be able to partner with the Salvation Army for this worthy cause.
Digicel, this is our way of giving back and encouraging persons to give from their hearts. We are so thankful to the fact that the Salvation Army recognizes that there are persons in our communities who are less fortunate, and this Christmas they might be finding it hard to make meals or to decorate as they would like, especially for their children. So we definitely wanted to come on board and give back in that tangible way.
Chatterjee encouraged everyone to donate to the Salvation Army to assist the less fortunate.
The donation boxes labeled the Salvation Army are already inside of our Digicel stores. We have a store in St. Kitts at the corner of 4th and Keon Street, and the other store is located on Main Street in Charlestown, Nevis. So we asked our customers and our staff members on their next visit inside Digicel, take up a canned item or toiletry or canned goods. We really appreciate anything that will be donated to the Salvation Army.
The donation boxes at the Digicel stores were installed on Wednesday and will remain at the stores until next week, when the items will be handed over to the Salvation Army. Coming up, young Guyanese bandits now in police custody. The details when we come back. In Guyana, police in Division A captured 2 armed bandits shortly after they robbed an accountant of over $2 million on Wednesday. Here's more.
2 young bandits, well known to the police, were Wednesday afternoon nabbed by the lawmen minutes after they snatched a bag with $2.9 million from an accountant of the Tower Hotel on Main Street, Georgetown. The accountant had just left a Citibank where he withdrew the cash when the bandits on CG confronted him. Commander of A Division Clifton Hicken spoke with Nightly News of how the youths were able to snatch the bag of money.
And he was driven. And when they went into the yard, he said two men on a motorcycle, one jumped off the motorcycle, lashed the car glass, fired 2 rounds, and snatched the bag. In the process, the security guard was injured, 63 years old, just slight injury, is grazed.
It was after that confrontation, backup arrived. The bandits on CG then engaged police in a high-speed chase all the way to the Penitence, where they abandoned their CG motorcycle and jumped overboard in the trench seen here in their attempt to evade the lawmen. Commander Hicken said the known thieves engaged police in a shootout and later surrendered after realizing that police had cornered them.
We managed to recover all the money untouched with the passport and the ID cards and the rest of it. We seized the bike. We have the 2 suspects in custody.
The bandits were immediately identified by the lawmen since they both had previous brushes with the law. One of them is reportedly still before the courts on a gun-related charge.
So I hope, I told the prosecutors that the offender's profile must be attached when the matter is going before the court. Thank you.
The gunmen took cover briefly in the home of this woman. She said police thought that she was affiliated with the men because they sought refuge in her home and later backyard.
Because earlier they come and they asked me if I live in here. I said yes. They come and they search, they found nothing. What they still searching for? And my neighbor just tell me, but the air people are all in my house. Nobody done die in there. If they shoot the man or woman, I know. He died in the backyard, they bleed and blood in my house.
The police claim that the bandits were your house?
No, they carried the man inside of my house and harassed. I don't know what to do. They went looking for something. They break my cabinet glass. They tumble up my groceries, rip up my bag.
The sniffer dog was brought out since the gun used by the men was tossed overboard. That gun has not yet been retrieved. The investigation is continuing. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Coming up, deported Afghan refugees return from Germany. The details when we return. Germany has started deporting Afghan asylum seekers under a controversial deal with their government. While thousands are expected to be returned, those already sent back say they fear for their safety. More in this report.
A return to the homeland, stirring up mixed emotions for these men. They were asylum seekers, now back in Kabul after being deported from Germany.
Because I went to Europe, I lose everything. Everyone loves their country. I also love my country, but what should I do here? Do I have to go and join the Taliban or Daesh?
34 Afghans, all men, were on the chartered plane that flew overnight from Frankfurt to Kabul. Some had spent years in Germany. Many didn't even get a chance to pack.
It was early morning and I was sleeping when 4 policemen came to my home and arrested me. They transferred me to prison and from there they took me to the airport. They didn't let me make a phone call. I didn't even have the chance to take my clothes, cell phone and laptop.
There have been protests in Germany against the deportations. Asylum seekers say it's not safe for them to return. 18,000 civilians have been killed or injured in Afghanistan since 2015. And refugee advocates ask, if conditions in the country are okay, why is the German military planning to extend its deployment there?
This deportation is irresponsible. Afghanistan is not safe. It is absolutely unclear what will happen to these people once they land in Kabul.
Afghans are the second largest group of asylum seekers in Germany, after Syrians. About 12,500 of them have been told they have to go back. When they return, they'll join these men in walking off to an uncertain future. Mar Sattar, Al Jazeera.
Up next in sports, Chris Gayle joins the Patriots, and a traditionally men's sport is attracting more women in Pakistan. Stay tuned.
VAT reduction is on at Courts now. But that's not all. You can also enjoy BOGO. Buy one, get one 50% off. Yes, you heard right. For one day only. Friday, December 16th. Buy one item and get the second one 50% off. Plus a VAT reduction. Second item must be of equal or lesser value, whether you buy on cash or credit. Plus, pay absolutely nothing down until March 2017. So, hurry on down to Quartz. Remember, offer valid for one day only. Friday, December 16th. Don't miss out. Terms and conditions apply. Quartz, bringing value home.
The St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots have announced the acquisition of one of the greatest batsmen of the modern era, Chris Gayle, as the newest member of the Patriots family. Gayle has signed a new contract which will see him become the headliner in the Patriots team for the 2017 Hero Caribbean Premier League CPL season. Gayle previously led the Jamaica Tallawahs in all 4 editions of the Hero CPL, winning the championship twice in 2013 and earlier this year in 2016. Commenting on his transfer, Gayle said he is proud of what he has achieved with his native Jamaica Tallawahs and is now looking forward to taking a fresh gad with the Patriots, whose home base is Sugar City St. Kitts. Uday Nayak, co-owner and team principal of the St. Kitts Nevis Patriots, said, "We are overjoyed to have Gayle join the franchise, and on behalf of co-owners Nirvan Virasamy, Mohammed Ansari and myself, I would like to welcome one of the world's greatest batsmen to the Patriots squad for the forthcoming Hero CPL season. This is a transfer I am certain will capture the imagination of our many fans in St. Kitts and the Caribbean and beyond." Kabaddi is a highly popular and competitive sport across South Asia, but that's largely been the case for men only. But Pakistan is now hosting the Women's Championships, challenging existing norms. Here's more.
A team prayer and a team cheer. These were preparations a long time coming for the female Kabaddi players of Pakistan.
It will be a milestone in the history of Pakistan that we launch our first ever National Kabaddi Championship.
7 teams from across all 4 provinces are competing in a 3-day tournament in Lahore. Kabaddi is a form of tag consisting of 2 teams of 7 players. They take turns at entering the other team's half with the aim of tagging as many opponents as possible before attempting to return to your own area untouched. The sport can certainly get very physical, and that's not always sat comfortably with some in Pakistan.
For me, there were challenges initially, and even my parents were not supportive, and it's the same for many other girls. But when my parents realized that I can do it, then they supported me as well.
Those mainstream thoughts which are still present in the society, but as the time goes by, people are changing, and so is their mindset. Now, I started Kabaddi a year back, and Alhamdulillah, I made it here.
Pakistan's women's national team only competed for the first time in 2013, and this event will help in selecting players for international tournaments. Top-ranked professional male Kabaddi players can earn up to $75,000 a year. For now, these women are content just competing on a national stage.
This championship means a lot to me. Firstly, I'll be a national player, and secondly, it will help me obtain permanent status in my job.
The championships run until Friday, the first of many, it's hoped. Elise Holman, Al Jazeera.
Manchester United midfielder Paul Pogba has been subject of intense scrutiny recently, and some have questioned whether his multi-million-dollar price tag was worth it. Here's more.
As history's most expensive footballer, Manchester United midfielder Paul Pogba has been the subject of intense scrutiny since returning to English football. The 23-year-old, paid a reported $360,000 a week, has just 2 Premier League goals to his name, and took until November to register his first league assist. Some have claimed the Frenchman's Old Trafford career since his $120 million transfer from Juventus has been more notable for his haircuts and dance moves than his in-game contributions. But, at least statistically, much of the criticism has been wide of the mark. Will Paul Pogba ever justify his price tag?
When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines. Recapping the top stories: police officer and soldier charged with rape, Federation one step closer to establishing CCTV system, and police need your help to find a wanted man. And that's the end of the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carla Barrage. Goodbye.